Today's recipe is a keto crack slaw. Basically, this low-carb meal is made with ground beef, coleslaw mix, and spices. You can vary the recipe with other veggies such as cauliflower rice, which I am also making today. It is a healthy, delicious recipe that is ketogenic and kosher. Today I'm going to make a crack slaw. It has an odd name, but that's because it's supposed to be as addicting as crack. I've made it a few times and it is very delicious. This recipe was inspired by Christy Sullivan of Diet Doctors. I'm going to make two variations, one with coleslaw and one with cauliflower rice. So the first thing I have is a pound of ground beef in each pot. And I will add a couple of spices, garlic powder, salt, and ground ginger, a half teaspoon of each. I will also add 1/2 cup of chopped onion, some sesame seed oil, and some hot sauce. You can use Sriracha, or I'm using Louisiana Hot Sauce, and also some coconut Aminos. When that's all made, on one of them, I'm going to add 6 cups of coleslaw, which is a 12-ounce bag. And in the other one, and that cooks down. So, in the other one, I don't need as much bulk because it doesn't really cook down. I'm going to use 4 cups of organic riced cauliflower. It was frozen. I don't need to do anything to it except measure it out and put it in the pot. So first, I want to chop an onion so that I get 1/2 cup in each pot. Now I've already peeled and cut this onion in half. This part of the onion is okay, but this onion has a part that I'm going to take out and throw away. It's the part that has a little bit of green stuff in it, and it's a place where bugs could accumulate. I did a post and mentioned this not too long ago, and I knew my mother did it. My daughter, who lives in Israel, sent me an email and said that the rabbis in Israel also recommend that you throw out that part. This one actually does have a little bit, so let me throw that part out. Okay, so now we're ready to chop the onion. And make little piles of like 3 slices. Or it could be 4. And I think I'll make this 2 and 2. It'll be easier. And then I just chop it. So I'm gonna put 1/2 cup of onions in each pot. I might not need very much onion. Maybe 1/2 of this onion will do. We'll see. It's almost at 1/2 cup already. This didn't slice. Okay, there's enough for 1 pot. I like this recipe so much that I often double it because the leftovers are exceptional. Okay, There, half a cup in this pot. And that's it. I'm gonna go put this on the stove over medium heat until it's browned and the onions are translucent, so I'll be back in a bit. While that's cooking, let me be a little more specific about these ingredients. The coconut aminos is star K, and it is 1 carbohydrate per teaspoon. And the Louisiana, the perfect hot sauce, it says, is also star K, and it has no carbohydrates. Then the toasted sesame oil is no carbohydrates. So it's a very low carbohydrate meal. The carbohydrates come from either the coleslaw or the cauliflower rice, or you could use other things, spinach, if you really want to spend that much time checking the veggies for bugs, or celery is good in it. Broccoli I think would be good in it, but I definitely like the cauliflower better. But there's almost an unlimited amount of vegetables that you could use, or a mixture. I think green beans would be excellent, although I haven't made it with that yet. Okay, so the ground beef is almost done browning, and I'll see you in a few minutes. I'm back. It was done cooking in about 8 minutes. And I'm gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of garlic to each pot. No, 1/2 teaspoon. What am I thinking? 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And 1/2 teaspoon of ginger. You could change this up. You could add other spices like curry would be a good one. Paprika would be a good one. Or you can have more or less of whichever spice you want. Now I'm going to add I want to add 1/2 teaspoon of the toasted sesame oil too. This is a 1/4 measure, so I got out the wrong one. There we go. It smells so good. I love the smell of toasted sesame. All right, so now I'm gonna add a tablespoon of the hot sauce. Remember, you can use Sriracha, or you can add more or less of this. And a tablespoon to this pot. And then also a tablespoon of the coconut aminos. At this point, you've added 3 grams of carbs from the coconut aminos and 7.5 carbs from the chopped onion in each pot. So each pot now has 10.5 carbs. I'm going to give them a quick stir. Smells wonderful. Use a little. You want to make the ground beef pieces pretty small. This could use a little more chopping. Okay. Now I'm going to add 6 cups of coleslaw, or 12 ounces of this coleslaw mix. Carrots aren't generally keto, by the way. You probably know that, but I'm not going to pull them out. There's such a small amount, and we're going to divide this amongst 4 people. Alright, so I'm going to put it back on the stove, and as soon as the coleslaw is wilted, it's ready to eat. So this prep for this is like so easy, and it makes a great dinner. I've never tried to freeze it because we never have any leftovers, or if we do, they're gone the next day. Somebody will even eat it for breakfast. Okay, on the stove. Now in this pot, I'm going to put 4 cups of cauliflower rice. doesn't have to be completely unfrozen, but if you defrost it, it makes the cooking time a little bit quicker. That's 2.5 cups. Just a bit more. All right, that'll do it. Just gonna pour it in, stir it around, put it back on the stove, and it'll be ready when the cauliflower rice is all heated up. Let me stir it. Since I've made 2 variations in 1 pound each, I'm not doubling it this time, but usually I just make one big pot with just either the coleslaw or the celery or rice or the broccoli or another vegetable, any other vegetable you want. All right, this has gone back on the stove and it'll be ready shortly. I'm back. Both are finished cooking. It took a little bit longer for the cauliflower rice dish to cook. I think that was mainly because it was still frozen. So the serving size in here of this dinner is like 1/4, or yeah, 1/4. So I'm gonna basically divide it into a 1/4 and then an 1/8 because I'm gonna take some from both. And I just basically eyeball it. There, that's about the right amount. It's delicious. I hope you enjoy it. Please leave me a comment in the comment section below if you like this or how you made a variation. B'teyavon. If you like this recipe and like to see more of these recipes, then please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much.